أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Have you ever stopped to think as to why very few people have an amazing marriage relationship? Have you ever wondered as to why many marriages break in their infancy stage? How about the people who go into courtship, dating, cohabiting 3, 4 years, pretending to be learning each other? But when they get married, 2 years down the road, the marriage break with only one child. Yes, join me, Hadija Mariam Nyanzi. I'm the founder and director of PAM Professional Counselors. I'm an expert in couple strengthening as well as a counselor. Yes, you're wondering, what is couple strengthening? Yes, a family begins with two people, the husband and the wife. And when these two people do not know on how to go about with their marital issues, that is where problems begin. At PAM Professional Counselors, a major focus is on family strengthening, proper child upbringing, and young adult programs. We all know that as family goes, so does society. Where we have no strong, formidable families, we have no communities. I believe we all agree that great marriage relationships need or take great work for them to stand by. For example, right now we are in a lockdown where you find people moving long distances just to give each other space. They don't want to keep together. Others spend nights hugging pillows and edges of their mattresses just instead of hugging each other. Not even a soft touch, not even looking directly into each other's eyes. Why all this? Don't forget, when all this happens between couples, it affects our children. Research shows that 10 to 15% of our young children are likely to get mental health issues just because of family breakdown. Because the more families break, the more effects our young generation gets. And the emotional traumas it causes onto us, the people, the physical pain, the pain body, all that comes as a result of marriage breakdown. Yes, all marriages have their own hurdles, and that is there because life is all about that. All marriages have their ups and downs, triggered by life events. Like we are in the lockdown now, where people no longer connect with their jobs, friends. Others, it might be a communication problem. And others, it may be they're attesting different faith. It could be disrespect and so many other issues. How can we go about this? Because family breakdown causes social, political, economic, and spiritual challenges to the community. We must work on marriages to shine. How do we work on marriage to shine? Do we ever get proper premarital counseling from the right people? Do we really prepare ourselves for this great act of worship? Because at PAM Professional Counselors, we refer to marriage as Ibade Nkulu, the most important act of worship, because it is the one that gives us the community we have. Do we ever get proper premarital counseling? I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips on how to prepare for a proper marriage or a long-lasting marriage relationship. Many young adults we interact with have got fed up of marriages that break in 2, 3 years because they spend a lot of time and money to put these marriages right. Remember that many people spend a lot of money and time preparing for that great day of their wedding without preparing the couples that are going into marriage. Remember, marriage is a journey, and for any journey, each step counts. Marriage is a long journey that the couples must prepare for each step to move on smoothly. So young people are now fed up of relationships that keep on breaking night and day. They marry today, 2 years down the road, the marriage breaks, he marries another one, all that, and the children that are left behind suffer more. Yeah. Tip number one, Do you know the value in your maker? Have you got that utmost consciousness about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Do we know what He commands us to do? Do we even know that marriage is an act of ibadah? Where on going into marriage, we must be intentional and deliberate to make it shine. Because even if you have a job that is your dream job, still you have challenges. Do you quit every day? You don't. You first work upon the issues such that the job keeps on there. Likewise, the marriage. Now, if you don't have consciousness of your maker, of Allah, you don't know what He commands you to do, you don't know how to worship Him, you don't know how to communicate to Him, definitely it will be hard for you even to make a communication with your partner. You must have consciousness of your maker. Tip number 2 is knowing yourself. This is a very broad thing, knowing who you are, knowing yourself, knowing what you want. Remember, there is what you want and what you are meant to be. You must take note of that. What you want and what you are meant to be. You may want to be something else, but naturally you are meant to be something else. So do you know yourself? Do you even know that you're a girl or a woman? Or you are still confused between a girl and a boy? Do the boys also know they are boys or about to be men? Or they are also confused of being boys or girls? Do you know your strength? Do you know your values? What are your values? What is your worth? Have you worked on your self-image? If you have a negative self-image, definitely, even when you get a partner, you will be negative, and that negativity will always bring wrangles in the marriage. If you don't work on yourself as an individual, to discover yourself, to make an inward tour into you, your own self, you are going to mess up with the marriage. Before we reach into the real marriage, we must have a lot of work to work on ourselves, to have self-love. Do you love yourself? Do you know those things that make you happy or make you feel good when life is tough? Because they always say that tough times never last, but tough people do. When times get tough, what do? Who are your friends? Who are those people you talk with? Do you have a vision? You must be aware of all that as an individual before walking into the marriage. Because if you don't know who you are, you wait for other people to validate you. It will be so hard for you to be with someone's son or with someone's daughter because all the time you'll be nagging over something that is so small. For the so many couples we've worked on, we've realized that marriages don't break because of so much big issues. Not at all. We've found it that marriages are breaking just because of very few things. And those are the things we look and take for granted. Very few minor things. People have emotional wounds. People have emotional scars. Remember those wounds that are emotional and not physical, like we have the physical wounds. You cannot see them, but they have a pain body. They are paining. People were abused in their childhood development. People were traumatized. People were raped. And many of them have that pain and they have not worked through it and they're expecting to have a happy marriage relationship. That is almost impossible. Not until you accept to work upon all that, such that by the time you go into someone's life, you are a changed person. You are willing to move with him in a better way. Small things will not make you feel, small things will not make you hate everything because you already know what you want. Because you cannot go into marriage when you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want to achieve. Remember to have self-love and self-care. For us to make the world right in order, for us to put the world right in order, we must put the nation in order. And for us to put the nation in order, we have to first put the family in order. And for us to put the family in order, we have to first cultivate our present self, our own souls. We must work upon us, our own hearts to put them right. We don't expect you to ban other people because of the bad heart, because of the emotional pain you have. I thank you for watching. We shall always meet on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Always subscribe. We shall continue sharing tips on how to prepare for a happy, long-lasting marriage relationships. Thank you for watching.